Hello everyone, this is Fantasy Ask, and welcome back to Royal Clan in ClanGen, the Warrior Cats clan generator game. When we left off in the previous episode, we had a very peaceful day in the grotto where not much happened, but we got to see our little kittens playing around and being fearless, trying to get to know the leader, being wishy-washy on their loyalties and all that. So that was great. And unfortunately, the one exciting thing that was supposed to happen, which is us bringing in Inkfeather to the clan, didn't happen. I mean, she's evaded us 2 moons already, but we didn't even try in the last episode because I forgot. Yeah, I just forgot. But I remembered this time around. Before starting the episode, I have already gone ahead and tried to, I've clicked on the button that says invite her. So fingers crossed, third time's gonna be the charm and we're actually gonna find her this time around. But let's go straight to the leader's den and roll the dice to see how King Fernstar is gonna handle the next gathering. Okay, I got a 3 on the D10, which is Liar Clan, and a 6 on the D8, which is a praise. So after many moons of being cranky and protective, overly, King Fernstar is finally being nice to his allies, probably because the kittens are about to be 4 moons old and they're old enough to not be so, well, they're still precious, but vulnerable? There we go. Now let's go ahead and skip a moon. Okay, at the gathering, Fernstar tells Liar Clan's leader that he thinks Liar Clan looks stronger than ever. Liar Clan relations have improved, and yes guys, maybe the break was worth it. When Royal Clan finds her, Inkfeather is highly skeptical of her old clanmate's offer to return. The clanmates that drove her from her nest, from her home, now want her to return. Warily, Inkfeather allows herself to be led back to camp. I think this is maybe Inkfeather talking about how she was taken from the forest and sent to Servant Clan, or made into Servant Clan. Obviously, we collect Servant Clan cats as we come across them in patrols, and not all of them have the same kind of heritage of, being in the forest. Some of them have come from outside the forest or wherever, and not everyone feels the same about being taken to Servant Clan and not actually getting an invitation into the grotto itself. So I think Inkfeather is one of the cats who maybe are a little bit resistant to her status as a servant. But hey, she's being raised and elevated into nobility. So there is that. Flailstorm has gotten white cough. Bearpelt's managed to recover from his heat exhaustion. Rumors reach your clan that the exiled Shadowglow has died recently. That's a pretty name. So one of the Servant Clan cats have died. Inkfeather wasn't looking where she was going and tripped over a small trunk, gaining a few bruises. And I'm sure we're all curious now who Inkfeather is. Some of you guys might remember as soon as I show her to you. But this, guys, is Inkfeather. Look at how pretty she is. So she's a young adult female with pale green eyes, classic pelt. She is loyal and a great teacher. She's currently injured because of the trunk. She's got some bruises. But in terms of her, history, so Inkfeather used to live in a barn, but mostly stayed away from 2 legs. She decided clan life might be an interesting change of pace, so I'm assuming she sought out Royal Clan in the forest, but what she thought was going to happen was different to what actually happened. She, yes, got accepted into the forest, but into Servant Clan, when she was actually hoping to enter the grotto. Finally, she has entered the grotto, as a noble. So that's what we have going on over here. And finally, now that she's joined us, she is going to be paired up with someone, which is so nice. I'm so happy. So happy. So I'm gonna have to update her note to add that she is a noble, or she's a noble bloodline. Well, just noble, because the noble bloodlines won't pass on. It's only the royal bloodlines that pass on. So there we go, Inkfeather, such a pretty name, such a pretty cat, and I'm excited to have her with us. Let's go to the medicine den, where Flailstorm has white cough, which is not good. Oh, guys, Scorchmoss, she aged up into a senior. Oh my goodness, Scorchmoss. And she's now become oblivious. Oh, she was wise, but she became oblivious. Guys, I wonder if the heartbreak she went through and the one-sided love she went through, just all of that ache, I wonder if she had to become oblivious to the happiness around her so that it wouldn't eat up the happiness inside Scorchmoss. Oh, Scorchmoss, why you gotta make me so sad? Okay. We took a look at the medicine den, right? I don't think so. Bearpelt was given ragwort as treatment for heat exhaustion, and then he healed from that. Scorchmoss gathered dandelion this moon. Okay, and now let's go through relationships and see what's going on there. King Fernstar and Scorchmoss take a nap together. King Fernstar, Shadefleck, and Scorchmoss took a sunbath and had a little small talk. King Fernstar got tricked into doing one of Shadefleck's chores. Okay. Quillkit keeps yawning during Scorchmoss's story. Scorchmoss thinks Flarefreckle is very polite. Icicle Speck runs into Scorchmoss at the medicine den. They both have a tummy ache from two halves of the same prey. Quillkit does something that makes Icicle Speck stay a little happier. Flailstorm's hackles raise when Flarefreckle passes by. Flailstorm has big plans for the day, but they're thwarted by Shining Stripe doing something more important. Yeah, I can see how this would kind of screw up his plans, because Flailstorm is mated to Buttercup Fin, and if he was planning something with Buttercup Fin, but then Buttercup Fin's son, Shining Stripe, decided to do something for his mother instead, then obviously his plans would be thwarted. I feel like Buttercup Fin is the type who is going to give more attention to her children than to her mates, especially because Flailstorm is her second mate. Flailstorm got stuck in the same tree with Scorchmoss for hours and realized how much they have in common. Oh my goodness, I feel like these two haven't really interacted since Flailstorm started going after Buttercup Fin. And this is almost like a gift for Scorchmoss. They like got stuck in the tree. It's like coincidence, you know? When you just give up on someone, you don't pursue someone anymore, even if you have feelings for them. But then the way fate works sometimes, the world creates situations for you guys to still be in touch. Smokewater jumps in a puddle, splashing Quillkit. To his surprise, Quillkit laughs. That is so cute. I feel like Smokewater and Quillkit have been spending more and more time together. I feel like this is the second time I've noticed like a cute interaction between the two of them. Smokewater and Shining Stripe actually get along better today. A big bug keeps buzzing around Buttercup Fin, an icicle speck. Flarefreckle respects Buttercup Fin's opinion despite disagreeing with it. Okay, so some mother-daughter bonding happening over here. Shining Stripe notices Buttercup Fin failed to complete a simple task. Oh, Shining Stripe, don't be tough on your mother. I mean, come on, she's a senior at this point, you know? It's okay, she might be slower than she used to be. Flarefreckle and Scorchmoss try to say tongue twisters. Bearpelt doesn't get why Icicle Speck gets more praise for doing the same thing everyone else does. I think their rivalry is like back. A little bit more rivalry between Bearpelt and Icicle Speck like they used to have a few moons back. Shadefleck keeps asking Frostkid to explain a joke, but Frostkid just says that Shadefleck had to be there. Shadefleck, Bearpelt, and Shining Stripe had a nice talk while eating. Inkfeather, and Smokewater talk about what they see in the clouds. Okay, so she's already started befriending Smokewater. Inkfeather, Flarefreckle, and Bearpelt took a sunbath and had a little small talk. Quillkit reassures Frostkit about something that was bothering him. Oh my goodness, Quillkit is reassuring his younger brother. Oh, Quillkit! Frostkit wants to spend time with friends, but all of them have plans with his uncle Shining Stripe. Okay, so that's all the events that we had this time around. So let me cut the recording and we'll continue with the cat list. Okay, we are continuing with the cat list, and first up we have loyalties, where we have had only one change, and that is with Inkfeather, who has come in as a loyal cat, and obviously that is because she is very grateful to the king for bringing her into the grotto as a noble, and I have actually gone ahead and added a note to her that says she was raised to nobility by King Fernstar, so that we'll always remember the king who brought her into the clan. So there we go. Nothing has changed much over the relationships. I had a quick gloss over, so there's nothing to report there. But guys, now that Inkfeather is with us, the whole clan knows the reason for Inkfeather being elevated. They know that there is a match to be made. Everyone's waiting with bated breath to see who is going to be paired up with Inkfeather. And this is always exciting because typically when matches happen, that's when relationships can change quite a lot. Things can be screwed up, couples can be torn apart, things can happen, you know? And really, the cats that are at risk are the ones who are unmated, or not unmated, sorry, the ones that have yet to have children. The ones that have not had a litter yet, those are the ones who kind of are at risk in a way. So let's go ahead and take a look at her Inkfeather. Oh wait, actually, I want to go to allegiances real quick just to see a descriptor. Where is it? A black tabby she-cat. Okay, a black tabby. She's very, very lovely. But Fernstar has decided, guys, that he is actually going to take Inkfeather as his own mate and try to continue his own bloodline. Since he is king, he feels like that should be something that, you know, he needs to focus on. He's kind of not pushed it away, but he's given like Smokewater a chance with Flare Freckle, and he's decided to wait, but he doesn't want to wait too long to the point where, like Crowpelt, he ends up passing away without having any offspring of his own. But we'll have to see whether or not this works. I don't think we've had a breakup just yet between like a pair that has been matched up, and we've only had, 3 pairs that have been matched up, and all of them have managed to work themselves out. So we're going to go ahead, and Fernstar is going to take Inkfeather. Wait, wrong place. He's going to take Inkfeather as a mate. And apparently, they are compatible because he's faithful and she's loyal. So we'll see how that goes. And Fernstar counts as a long-furred dark ginger tabby tom. So both of them are tabbies, except I think he's marbled. He's got a marbled pelt and she's got a classic. But he's a dark ginger, she's a black tabby. They might have some very interesting kittens between the two of them, should they choose to. So let's allow him to have kits. Let's allow her to have kits. Oh, geez, no. Not prevent, no, allow. And, oh no, we can't do mediation! We can't do any mediation right now because Flailstorm is not feeling too good. That's fine. I just want to quickly check up to see how he's feeling about Inkfeather. Okay, he's obviously seriously considering her because he chose her for himself, but he does have the 2 bars. As for Inkfeather is also seriously considering Fernstar. Whether or not that consideration results in anything positive, or whether she kind of decides that she doesn't want to have kittens with him, we'll have to see. But that is where we are. This was her ticket, in a lot of ways, into the clan. Her ticket into the clan was becoming the king's consort. Actually, that's right. She is the king's consort now, a rank that only Buttercupfin has had in the past, and she no longer has. But Inkfeather, such a young consort of the king. Okay, well that's exciting. Now let's go ahead and see what everyone is doing for the day. Fernstar, King Fernstar, is thinking about new ways to care for the clan. Buttercupfin is not looking forward to the sparse hunting in Leaf Bear. Scorchmoss is thinking about a strange 2-leg object she saw recently. Flailstorm is wondering what living with 2 legs must be like. Icicle Speck hopes the king's right hand won't assign him to the next patrol. Inkfeather is glad it's not so hot out anymore. I think it helps that she's loyal to the king. She might be more amenable to this, and also they are apparently compatible. Bearpelt worries about the lack of prey Leaf Bear will bring. Was anyone else worried? Who else was worried? Oh well, that's not exactly the same, but that's okay. Shining Stripe is chattering at the birds in the trees above. Flare Freckle is hoping she finds an opportunity to slip back to her nest. Shadefleck is not looking forward to the sparse hunting in Leaf Bear. Okay, Shadefleck and who? Shadefleck and Buttercupfin. Shadefleck and Buttercupfin are both hanging out together, probably talking about the sparse hunting that's going to happen in Leaf Bear. Smokewater is recalling something no other cat remembers anymore. Oh my goodness. I wonder if his recalling Gold Dusk and how Gold Dusk was. Like how that very first moon, or not even the first moon, but like when the clan first got together, when Royal Clan was first created and, made official within the grotto, Gold Dusk was the one that found them the first big haul of food. Oh. And he was only around for that one episode, so I wonder if Smokewood is thinking about that. Cool Kid cowers in his nest during a particularly rough storm, and Frost Kid tries to sneak out of camp with a patrol. Okay, so that's what we have going on with the cat list. Let me cut the recording here and we'll continue with patrols. Time for us to continue with our patrols. So we currently have 58.4 prey and we need 29.5, so we don't have to worry about food. Let's send our royal physician, our oblivious royal physician, out first to see how she goes. I feel a bit guilty sending her out on her own because she's a senior right now. She's not young and spry anymore. Leaffall holds the last chances to stock up on herbs that will die off in Leaf Bear, and Scorch Moss heads out to gather fresh marigold for the stores before the plants wither and die off. This is also a very sidetrack, but it is the last day of summer, which is very wild. Tomorrow, it is going to be Leaf Bear in Australia, which is very exciting. I'm excited. I know things don't change overnight, but it is way too hot. I want the cold season to come. Please, please. Scorch Moss finds a patch of marigold, harvests its best leaves and flowers, and pads home, unaware of how much her success rests on her talent for herb gathering. So marigold was gathered, which is great. And finally, we have more than like a single patrol to send out, which is amazing. So we're gonna have a patrol of 6 and a patrol of 2. So let's see how this goes. First up, okay, we have Icicle Speck, Buttercup Fin, Bear Pelt, Shade Fleck, Flare Freckle, and King Fernstar who are going out. So let's see what they get up to. In the middle of remarking the border, King Fernstar finds a distinct scent trail has crossed it. Proceed. The patrol immediately stops their border marking and switches to tracking the scent of the intruder instead. At the end of the trail, they find an old kitty pet wheezing her 2 legs name. Shadefleck reminds the patrol of the story of Tigger. They have a responsibility to help this cat. Cicada Stone joined the clan. Your clan's reputation towards outsiders has improved, so we have found a kitty pet to bring into Servant Clan. So let's go ahead and see who this kitty pet is. So this is Cicada Stone. Okay, I am going to leave him as male. Okay, wonderful. So a senior with green-yellow eyes, a smoke pelt, shameless, so he would get along well with Bear Pelt, with steady paws and a good storyteller. And does he have carrion place disease? He does. I think we had another cat with carrion place disease. I don't know if that's a permanent fixture or not. But we are going to accept him into Servant Clan. Actually, if we go to Servant Clan, who else had carrion place disease? Someone else did. Mantis has had a broken jaw for 20 moons. Oh my goodness. Snow Ash had carrion place disease, and he's had it for 14 moons. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. We have like 4, 6 servants in Servant Clan. Allowfog is recovering from birth and has been for a long, long time. Oh my goodness. Okay, so that's what we have for those guys. And then we are sending out Shining Stripe and Ink Feather. So let's see what these guys get up to. I'm a little bit nervous about this, I won't lie. Only because Ink Feather has just come into the grotto. Yes, she's considering King Fernstar, whether or not she wants to have a litter with him. She's loyal to him and mated to him. However, she hasn't really gotten the chance to spend time with Fernstar yet. Whereas she is now spending time with Shining Stripe. Shining Stripe is mated, yes, but you never know. When you send 2 cats alone on a patrol together, they tend to bond a lot. So I'm wondering what nature of bonding is going to happen here. I'm just worried she's going to get googly-eyed because she's new, But okay, let's send these guys out and see what they get up to. Oh my goodness. I hope we don't lose them, especially not her, like we just got her. The patrol encounters a clearing where a lot of 2 legs linger. Slyly, Shining Stripe uses the chance to get food, practicing his best kitty pet impression until just the right moment when he darts forward and makes off with a sandwich in his mouth. A medium amount of prey is brought to camp. Okay, wonderful. He managed to guide her just right, thank goodness. Get the food, go out. Funnily enough, Inkfeather was the patrol leader, but Shining Stripe is the one who kind of knows his forest better. So, okay. And I mean, it makes sense because even though she lived in a barn, she used to avoid the two legs, so she probably finds them, scary and untrustworthy. It is hilarious though, because Shining Stripe was born like in the grotto, in the forest, away from two-leg contact, and yet he's sly enough to kind of get his bit done. So we currently have 72.8 prey, which is amazing, and it is leafful. It looks like the forest is on fire, which is wonderful. But I'm so happy that we finally managed to get Inkfeather in, and I have big hopes for this clan continuing to grow. So okay guys, with that said and done, I'm gonna leave off here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you all next time. Bye bye.